and United. I will shave this when they win 2 games in a row.
You and that guy with the...
Yeah, I was thinking of the guy who did it with his hair. Well, I'm going to do it with this.
Oh, my... Manchester United go into this one above Man City in the table. Doesn't happen often. I know it's early days, but City haven't made the greatest start. And it seems like that's what we're waiting to see, who starts in goal.
Well, Bayindir's going to start. He's already come out, Rúben Amorim, today, and he's told us this. When Martinez looked like he was going to leave Aston Villa and go to Man United, I was like, at last. At last, we've got a Man United signing. Someone we can identify with the club of Manchester United. Huge signing, a World Cup winner, someone who swaggers down that tunnel, leads the team out, but that fell on its face. Lammens might be a good goalkeeper. He's not ready at the moment, obviously. Bayindir will play. So I was hoping to see Emi Martinez against Donnarumma. It's not going to be out. And Darren's absolutely right. You're talking about a striker in Haaland. Yes, the team's not doing well, but that boy is so relentless. He just continues. He's just single-mindedness just to score goals. And there's no better team to score goals against than Manchester United.
So you believe that Senne Lammens isn't going to start because the manager said it? Or you don't think there's any...
100%. We're talking about the most honest manager in the history of the Premier League. I mean, this man does not tell lies. I mean, he comes out and tells you how bad his team is before the interviewer even asks the question. So, look, if he says Bayindir's going to play, I'm taking his word for it, 100%.
Yeah, we've not even talked about Onana because, of course, he had to leave, and Rúben Amorim reveals why Andre Onana had to leave and that Bayindir will start for United in the Manchester derby. Check this out.
We saw Andre Onana did a very, very good season in Inter. The quality is there, but we are in the club sometimes. In the moment, things are is getting harder and harder, and you can be really experienced. But in this club, the pressure sometimes is so hard on every detail. Sometimes you need a change. So we believe a lot in our goalkeepers. I believe in Altay. He's ready to play, and he's going to play.
And Donnarumma straight in for you.
I have no concerns whatsoever about one of the best keepers in the world. He was outstanding for PSG last season. There is an argument for saying that in the league in France, he probably wasn't as consistent. But for me, his authority, the calm, well, you played, so you know how important it is. I think it was Team Flowers who you played in front of. But when you've got a good goalkeeper, that transmits confidence throughout the rest of the side. When you've got someone who's fresh from winning the Champions League, he doesn't come in with any doubts whatsoever. I have got no worries about him and Manchester City. It's at the Etihad. They should make light work of Manchester United. We will do this every time I come on your show. United with 3 at the back simply does not work. And this season's going to be more of the same.
Yeah, that is very interesting, especially when you mentioned Bayindir. Did you say he can't catch?
I said
you said he can't catch?
Listen, you look at any bit of footage, balls in from the wide areas, balls in from corners. You look at the goals they've conceded already so far this season, and the utter panic in the United back line. Now, City don't have the height, apart from Haaland, to capitalise on that, but I think they will find ways to cause that panic in that back line for United that they can maybe capitalise from with the second ball, maybe find ways to split that defence, which is so uncertain, to find a space in the wide areas when the fullbacks push on. There are so many points of attack against Manchester United. There are no stats that are going to convince me that this is going to be a tight game. City will win.
So that chaos that you're talking about in the back line, we saw a little bit of that from Burnley, right? And United getting that winner late on in the end. At which point does Rúben Amorim abandon this structure that he has defensively, or does he stick with it?
Well, he should abandon it. He should change his ways. He should tweak it. He's being very stubborn with it. But do I think he will change it? Absolutely not. 100% he will stick to what he believes in.
You've won the league, so you know what it takes to be able to take responsibility. Are you seeing that?
They've got to be consistent. They've got to know, and they've got to believe in what the manager's telling them. And at the moment, it looks like I believe that they can play with 3 at the back, but they can't play 3 at the back at the moment because they're not being taught properly. You know, normally you need you know, you would say, give me a pre-season. Obviously, he's went in there against his wishes at the back end of last season, which is a cheek, really, because when Man United come calling, you should go as soon as possible if you're going to get the job at Manchester United. He went in there against his wishes. Now he got the pre-season. He's had a lot of time to work. Are we seeing any improvements with that formations? Absolutely not. I'm not sure. Some of these young lads, they get so much so early and they get their wash bags under their arm at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. They think it's time to go home. But no, it's actually time to develop and keep working. But unfortunately now you have sports scientists at these clubs and say, no, you're in the red zone. You need to come off the training field. No. What he needs to do is improve on what he's not good at. And he's still not good at a lot of things. But there's a lot of players who are playing in front of him in that Manchester United shirt who I wouldn't have in front of Kobe Mainoo. Now, from the outside, you think there must be something, well, I'm not seeing within the club to keep him out of that team, because I believe he has all the attributes to play for Manchester United Football Club.
Yeah, so we're wondering, Kobe Mainoo, Benjamin Šeško, as you mentioned, where are they? When are they going to start? And yet, everything we've said, Manchester United go into this one above Man City in the table. Doesn't happen often. I know it's early days, but City haven't made the greatest start. And actually, I know they take a while to get going. We know they go into a different mode, a different gear towards the end of the season. But by their standards, it's Pep Guardiola's worst start to a season.
If you look at the personnel in the City side, Rodri's back. It's going to take him all. You being a midfielder, you know it takes a while after you've been injured to get back in the groove. Alongside Nico Gonzalez, he's going to form that protective shield. They do have a weak spot. Mateus Nunes playing at right back, midfielder at right back. But apart from that, I look over the rest of the side. Reinders looks as though he's had a really good start. Cherki's a fantastic player. Marmoush has got 6 months of Premier League football under his belt. And Haaland is ready to rip it up. Yeah. I think that City win this game.
It's a complete rebuild there. You can see there's so many players who've got to get used to the Premier League. We're talking about the most difficult, most competitive league in the world. And it does take them an awful long time, unfortunately, even though they've got world-class players around them. Haaland will put them into a false position until the team are ready to spring and win 10, 15 games towards the end of the season, because that's what they always do. Never, ever write off a Pep Guardiola team.
I think with me, Man United, I will shave this when they win 2 games in a row.
You and that guy with the...
Yeah, I was thinking of the guy who did it with his hair. Well, I'm going to do it with this.
Oh, my word.
Father Christmas by
Yeah, we won't
December.
need a Santa Claus. We'll just ask you to do it around December time. Do you think it's going to be a chaotic game, though? Yeah, I saw. Sorry.
Is that true?
Sorry, I did.
I think it will be chaotic.
Very good. Sorry.
I think it will be a chaotic game. I think it really will be. You know, 2 teams are, not firing on all cylinders. I think it's exactly what both teams need.
Yeah.
Not if you lose. It's exactly what both teams need if you win the game, and you win it convincingly. And I think Man City will be the team that will do that.
You think so, chaotic?
I think it will be chaotic because, as Tim was saying, they're still finding their feet. They're a good team, but it's going to take a while for them to be that unit that we expect them to be. But I think in the wide areas, Mbeumo's, he knows where the goal is. Cunha is going to be a danger. Still not, for me, Šeško, too much money at the moment for someone who hasn't really had the body of work to back it up. But I do think that while City are just taking a couple of minutes to find their stride, United will be plucky, but City will win.
Senne Lammens, just wanted to ask you first of all, how pleased were you to get him over the line, and what do you hope for him to bring to the team?
We are really pleased. He's a goalkeeper with a lot of potential. I know that we are in the moment that the goalkeeper needs to be really strong and have a lot of experience. But we are also in the moment that we have to look at the present, but also with a focus on the future. So it's a little bit both. A guy with a great potential, that is one more option to play, and it will be ready.
You touched on it a little bit there, but United were linked with a few other more experienced goalkeepers, like Martinez, for example. So, in the end, what do you think Lammens can really bring in the present? I mean, could he start on Sunday?
Yeah, sometimes you as a club, you try to see different options. Sometimes you are able to do one option or another. We have an option that can give us different things in the moment, but also has a great potential to be our goalkeeper for a lot of years. So that was our choice in the end.
Yeah. Rúben, have you decided who will play in goal on Sunday yet?
Yeah.
And how did you come to that decision? I don't expect you to tell us who, but how did you come to that decision?
No, it's the same thing that I do with different positions. Of course, it's not the same, but Altay is going to continue because we need to. It's a different league, it's a different country, different trainings, different ball. So we'll try to maintain that, and they will fight for the position. So for me, for this game, it's clear Altay will start.
Sunday's Manchester derby brings an unusual subplot. Both United and City will line up with new faces in goal. Rúben Amorim has opted for Altay Bayindir over newcomer Senne Lammens. His reasoning is simple. Bayindir has Premier League minutes under his belt, he knows the pace and pressure, and he offers stability for such a high-stakes game. Lammens may be the future, but the derby is not the time for experimentation. On the other side, Pep Guardiola is also fielding a fresh number one in Gianluigi Donnarumma, the Euro 2021 hero. While Donnarumma is a world-class shot-stopper, his adaptation to English football and City's intricate build-up play remains a question mark. That creates an intriguing balance. Both sides have goalkeepers capable of brilliance, but also prone to early season jitters. The outcome may hinge not on who scores most, but on which keeper adapts best under the relentless derby pressure.